Hallelujah, Good morning and welcome to Maroochydore, and welcome back to those of you who joined us for the Nauru versus Fiji game that's just finished. Nauru defeating Fiji by 27 points, but this, Papua New Guinea Kurakums up against Tonga Storm. So good to see Tonga here in Maroochydore. They had some problems getting here. It's wonderful to see them on the Sunshine Coast now. My name is Daniel Viles. Thank you for your company. I'm the least important person here. The most important people are the ones that you'll see in a moment. But my main job in Aussie Rules here in Queensland is commentating the QAFLW, and this is the home ground of the Maroochydore Roos. And if you watch the AFLW, you might see some players from the Brisbane Lions like Shannon Campbell, Lily Postlethwaite, Sophie Peters, Belle Dawes is a big one. They all played here at Maroochydore. But today, the Papua New Guinea Kurakums, coached by Dominic Wario, up against the Tonga Storm, coached by Melesuka Manumua. The live stream is up and running, so keep it polite, but anything you'd like to say on the live stream, you can encourage your players, you can correct me if I get a player's name wrong, or if there's a jersey number I don't have, or you just want to tell me about them, or in the case of a couple of players, wish them happy birthday. There's a couple of players in the field who, well, two players who have birthdays tomorrow, and one who had a birthday yesterday, so we'll see if we can shout them out. But Papua New Guinea, they'll be wearing, it's a mostly red strip with the familiar Bird of Paradise and Southern Cross on the front with black shoulders. Tonga, as you'd imagine, in their white and red. This is the Under-17 girls tournament. We haven't had an international cup for 6 years, and so 7 years rather. And so to get international football up and running again, they've divided the old International Cup into three. The Intercontinental Cup, which was played in Toronto earlier this year. The Asian Cup, which will be played in Vietnam next month. And this, the AFL Pacific Cup. Purely because they don't fit anywhere else, the Pacific Cup also includes South Africa. They're not playing in this Under-17 girls series. They're in the boys series, which you can see over the back, and also on different live streams. But there's no need to watch that now. You can watch that a bit later on, because all of these games will be here as long as YouTube exists. And there are ways of downloading them onto your, probably your laptop. Might be a little bit big for your phone. Lots of sports available to be played here at the Maroochydore Multi-Sports Complex. Just over to the right of your screen, there's I think 20 netball courts over there, and there are days when you'll have football games on 3 fields and 20 netball games happening over to the right. There's some football fields, and by football I mean soccer. This is Australian football, and then association football over the back. Takes up a lot of land here on the Sunshine Coast, but it's a thriving hub on Saturdays in winter. For a few minutes overdue, the coaches giving last instructions. It's moderate for this time of year. It's 27 degrees at the moment. There is a strong breeze blowing from the southeast, so we're on the western side of the ground. So it's blowing from the top right of your screen across the ground. But it is inconsistent. We saw in the previous game between Nauru and Fiji that play was not kept to one end of the ground. Whoever was just playing the best at the time, they got the dominance without the wind being too much of a factor. So that's the good news. Tonga is fired up. Mele Manumua has inspired them to within an inch of their lives, it would appear. The Kurakums appear to be kneeling in prayer before they start. The umpires from around the Sunshine Coast, some coming up from Brisbane and the Gold Coast. We're going to bring the fire today. And in fact, no wonder I was a bit confused about the makeup of the Tonga side. They look to be Brisbane Lions jerseys. There is a part of the Brisbane Lions Academy which is up here at the Sunshine Coast. I don't know what's happened to Tonga's white and red jerseys, but today the Storm is dressed like lions. Papua New Guinea with a longer Australian football heritage than Tonga, but experience doesn't always mean victory. So no coin toss. And on the live chat, hello to Peter Holden, the founder of Wharf Radio. And if you're interested in one of the other international tournaments, the Transatlantic Cup, go to the AFL Canada YouTube channel, and they're there. Not right now. Right now it's all about Papua New Guinea and Tonga. But if you've got a boring work meeting and you need to watch something to make it look like you're paying attention, hit the YouTube channels. But it's Papua New Guinea in their black, red and gold. And Tonga, who are now sponsored by the Brisbane Lions, it would appear. We're underway at the Maroochydore number 2 oval. Play moves on the outside. It's taken well by Ivoni Funaki. Number 26 is not in my team sheet. If you know her, let me know. Neither's number 27. In fact, they're all going to be wrong because they've borrowed the jerseys. We'll see if we can get some kind of an updated team sheet. But it's Tonga who are making their forward presence early. The defence from Papua New Guinea needs to be strong. And it was strong, but it was unsupported. Tonga with the first shot on goal. It was a low kick and well smothered. Picked up by Margaret Kaneke. She got the handball forward, supported in defence by Pauline Osembo. They've moved it outside 50, but the Tongans full of running early. An unlucky slip, but they've done well. Some good handballing. Propelled forward. Defence required. Some good metres made by Flavia Tulay. Tumble in the background from Immaculate Te. Shot comes in. That's the best goal we've seen today. That is a fantastic goal from the right forward pocket. But Tonga is on the board early. Let's have another look. Moved out wide. You can see number 17 lurking in the background. Able to get the ball now. Very narrow angle. No problem whatsoever. And it's Tonga, against the history of these nations in this sport, who are on the board early. And getting here a day late has not affected them one bit. We've had a few of these delays before the restart. I suspect it's to do with the interchange. So coming through the gates, just making sure they've actually got 16 on the field. goal scorer in the ruck. I had number 17 as Vika He, or Vika Hay. Underway. Joya Raliu. Papua New Guinea on the attack. Just goes past Whanapomai. Well chased by Laura Lomai. Into the goal square. Excellent tackle. It's gone through for a behind. It was just dropped by Vanua, Elvina Vanua. PNG on the board, and that was a swift counter-attack. Comes out wide, just over the head of May. Taken well outside 50. Margaret Kaneke. Inside, just falls short of the teammate. Recovered well, they've got numbers. Shot comes in from Winifred Vagello. She's got it! Winifred Vagello on the board for PNG, and they have come back with a vengeance. We see they gathered the ball well outside 50. And there was only, well, the three Tongan players who are in defence were taken out of play. And Vagello didn't have a lot of space to work in, but recovered magnificently, or kept her feet magnificently. Now, at the beginning of this tournament, the rules for the under-17 women's comp were 15-minute quarters, with the play yesterday being moved to today because of lightning. That was reduced to 13 minutes. But in the last match, I think because of the amount of time that the players take to get ready, we were playing 12-minute quarters at one point. So at some point, we'll work out exactly how many quarters are being played in this competition. What we can say is that, again, as mentioned on the live chat by Mr. Holden, the play is fast, and they will handball. Fiji in the first game were a bit slow to get the handball going. In the second half they did. When the ball is moving, all four of these teams in this competition look to have the goods. Out of the middle come the Tongans, storming forward. I'd say excuse the pun, but I'm a dad, so you know I don't mean it. Off the knees, been called a lasso. So Tonga will maintain the attack. Inside 50. There was a bit of an attempt at a flying mark from outside that was aborted as soon as it was attempted. Again, plenty of numbers around the ball forward, the Tongans. Squeezed out. 3 handballs. It's gone 15. That'll be a shot on goal. So number 16. Again, on my sheet, that's Maliga Tatafu, but never really got hold of it. That's a minor score. As the Papuans double their lead. 8 goals to 6. That'd be impressive. 8 points to 6. Tonga's number 29 is reminded to clear the goal square. Good long kick. Nearly landed on the chest of Jasmine Leslie. Pushed out but turned over. Back they come. That is an excellent defensive mark. That is everything you want from a fullback. Could use a shorter ball drop, but the free kick possibly could have played advantage. Just a bit of a stray arm from, I think it was Margaret Kaneke. But it will be a free kick to the Tongans just outside 50. And of course, sorry, it's even. It's Tonga. It's 7-all. We can count. Moving the ball forward again, moving it by hand. It is giving the Papua New Guineans a chance. That was well stolen by Tulay. Then turned over, called a throw, however. So the Kurakums will have a chance to clear from their defensive zone. Papua New Guinea one behind, Tonga one behind. cleared out. This will be out of play. So not making the most of their opportunity. Although Margaret Kaneke, 17-year-old, very experienced player. And it makes sense that they were looking to her at as many opportunities as possible. So possibly Ivoni Funaki brings it in from the left wing. Well chased by the goal scorer, who we think might have been Vika Hay. And they're controlling the ball at the contest. There were plenty of players in the drop zone. And again, oh, spectacular work. And if that's been called a mark, that could well be the mark of the tournament by the time we're finished. The kicking wasn't as accurate. Back in, another chance to get the mark tally up. Just knocked out of the way. It's Heka Kewa who's been doing the work at the back from Mount Hagen. And her play at fullback has been superb in this first quarter. Again, just didn't attack the ball, Teresa Moreira, under pressure. Not surprising, had a bigger opponent coming to her. Kicks across field. The Tongans. Vika Hay again, this time off target, and this time the Tongans do take a lead, or regain the lead. 1 goal, 2 leads, 1 goal, 1. 4 minutes left in this quarter, or 5, who knows? These kick-ins must be taken from the goal square. So played out by Kewa. And they nearly got in each other's way, the Tongans, but the mark taken well. Not many spare players. And that kick went straight up a bit. Essentially, she turned a free kick into a ruck contest, which is clever. Kaneke. That will come out of bounds. And so for the second time, Papua New Guinea's clearing attempts have been turned over by kicking out of bounds on centre wing. So again, 21, who we think is Ivoni Funaki, finds a teammate. That was one of the more accurate kicks we've had. Oh, apologies, she's kicked it over. Papua New Guinea with another chance. They've only really had one attacking raid so far in this match, and they scored 7 points from it. And the kicking is long. The Tongans have beaten them for running so far in this match, but the kicking, as Kaneke again steps inside. That's not Kaneke, that's Vagelo, the goal scorer. Called a throw, I suspect, so yes, Tonga will have a chance to clear from left half-back, but a much better attacking chain from the Kurakums. Should have been turned over and just took her eyes off the ball, Kaneke, at the vital moment. 4 Tongans converge. Immaculate Tay, who turned 16 yesterday. Happy birthday, Immaculate. Kewa this time doesn't come down with it, nearly left it behind. Working well in a 1-on-2, was able to drag it in and wins the free kick for contact over the shoulder. And thought she had to go back to the goal square. No, she doesn't. You can have the free kick from right here. Thank you, Heka. She does have a beautiful long kick. Nearly found Hendingo outside. Handballing out to the wing. This is clever. Kaneke. Long kick to where she's got 3 teammates. Possible contact in the back. She was going for the ball, however, but the numbers count in the end. Vagelo. Inside 50, 2-on-2 contest, and the Tongans had the spare. Excellent work in defence for number 10 to get back. We think that's Jacinda Pefaletti. We'll have to get the management to give us some updated team numbers sometime in the next couple of hours before they play again this afternoon. They play against Fiji at 3 o'clock. That'll be an interesting game. You'd back Tonga on the evidence so far. And a whistle from the outer zone umpire. Free kick stays with Papua New Guinea, the Kurakums. Possibly in the last minute. The match has been as even as the scoreboard suggests. Papua on the attack. That's a lovely overhead mark from Kaneke. That's sirens for the other field. They continue here on field 2. Mark taken inside 50. No, that siren was for this field. So we've had an 11-minute quarter. They're getting shorter all the time. So we'll see if we can get some clarification on that. But 1 goal to each side. Winifred Vagelo, 16-year-old from West New Britain, scored for Papua New Guinea. For Tonga, the goal came from number 17, who we believe is 15-year-old Vika Hay. If you happen to know who it was, please get on the live chat. Let's have a chat. But for now, it's Tonga 1-2-8 leading Papua New Guinea 1-1-7. Welcome back to Maroochydore. Unfortunately, no update on the Tongan jersey numbers and no updates on how long these quarters are supposed to be. So, lots of fun here at the AFL Pacific Cup. The Brisbane Lions Academy have been good enough to provide the Tongans with replacement jerseys and shorts and socks, the whole kit. It's working because they lead by 1 point over the Papua New Guinea Kurakums. Winifred Vagelo scoring for Papua New Guinea in the first quarter. Number 17, who we think is Vika Hay, scoring for Tonga. Cleaned up by Macklin Hendingar with the back of the contest. Papua New Guinea on the attack. Through to Warraningi. Went without it. And this high contact, that'll be a free kick to Vagelo just outside the 50. Full is running early. And whatever wind advantage there is, it's mostly a cross breeze, but it will slightly advantage the left of screen. As you'll see from the length of that kick, they've got the numbers, it's just a case of whether they've got the speed. Tonga looked to be the faster side in the first quarter, and they've been able to push that way back outside the 50. Trying to combine well, called a throw and a free kick. That's good forward attacking pressure from the Papuans, the Kurakums. And so Warraningi from Lay, 17-year-old with a left foot booming towards the pocket. This is a very handily placed boundary throw-in for the Kurakums, who've come out firing in this second quarter. Nauru already with a win on the board. This is the second match of the Under-17 Girls Tournament here at the Maroochydore Multi-Sports Complex. There's only one sport that matters right now, that's Aussie rules. Was whacked forward by Warraningi. And they'll try again. And this time in the ruck, it's Joya Raliu. Tried to handball through traffic, just about worked. The shot off the ground came through from Saroa, and she was off target. But the scores are level early in the second quarter. And that's a kick in she'd like to have again. And I can tell you, I've done a lot of commentary, but if I was playing fullback, my kick would be about, in fact, it probably wouldn't even be that good. Scores are level, and Papua New Guinea with a big attacking opportunity. Now the boundary umpire is not allowed to leave, is to go beyond that fence. It's a safety rule, it's got to be a player or a spectator. So Tashi Yohang from Port Moresby, 16-year-old. Just kicks inside, looking for the big mark. The contest was fierce. But in the end, Warraningi, and I think there might have been some knees on the back of the Tongan player. Just there were a lot of people flying at once. May just have a quick look to see if we can find out what happened. So here's the shot again, and you'll see there was a massive pack of players who go after this mark. Certainly contact and being looked after. Unfortunately, there's no time on in these matches. There's a good chance for the players to get to know each other. An unfortunate injury. We don't want anyone to get injured in this tournament, particularly you've come all the way to Australia. And we thank you for that. Seeing international Aussie rules, it's not something we see a lot of in Australia. And it is an absolute privilege to have a tournament like this that we can host for you. There's just a bit of biff in the, oh come on. I think Elvina Vanua and her new friend maybe just concentrate on making sure they win the game. 21, I've got her as Ivani Funaki. Did some good things in the first quarter. I don't know if these girls realise it, but this is on YouTube for all time. So hopefully they make a friendship and they can laugh about this in a few years' time, because right now, if they think that what they're doing isn't being seen, well, it's being seen in the United States, it's being seen in Australia, it's being seen all across the Pacific. Across Melanesia, across Polynesia. She's been carried off the field, so hopefully there's some applause. That's the normal convention here when a player gets taken off the ground and then making their way off, you applaud them just to acknowledge their effort. So hopefully Vanua and Funaki have decided that what they really want is to break this deadlock. think that's Manu Latisi in the number 13 jersey for Tonga, darting around at the front. And so we've lost a good 2 or 3 minutes here. We've got to wait for the player to clear the field entirely, and if there's problems, we need to slow down. Okay, we're ready to restart. A tight contest in terms of time becomes even tighter. Went without it, Avani. Pushed forward, no real control. Avani looking forward again. It was a good handball out of trouble, but the pressure was immense. And I believe it went out of bounds just before the 50, so it should be a boundary throw-in. No, it's gone just outside. No, I was right the first time. It's always nice to be right occasionally. Must tell my kids that. 8 all. But Papua New Guinea have been well on top in this second term without being able to score any more than just the 1 point. Good bursting through the middle from Tatafu. Inside 50, but with no real depth. That looked to be scooped between the legs. Picked up behind by Tatafu. Shoots towards the hot spot. Goes through lots of hands. The shot was blocked. Lomai got a shot on. Opportunity still available. Lomai in the middle of the pack. Goes out of bounds. So we have the mirror image of where we were just a minute ago. Desperate defence from the Tongans. They can be proud of that passage of play. But Papua New Guinea remain on the attack. It's a good thump out. Oh, there's been a whistle. And yes, I think possibly some raised knees in the ruck contest. It was a big thump. Nearly put a teammate through on goal. But unfortunately illegal contact. And the Tongans trying to clear. There was some high contact. Ooh! Could they have played advantage? Play will come back, so but it has given the Kurakums defence time to regroup. Kick fell short. This will give the Kurakums time to regroup for the second time in a minute. Hint of high contact. Numbers behind the ball. It'll be Hendingal who runs away with it. Puts it into space. And the goal scorer, Vika Hay, was able to get first hands. Advantage to the Tongans. That looked like a throw. Allowed to continue. Inside 50 for Tonga, their first of this second term. Looked to be cleaned up by Kewa, who was outstanding in the first term into the breeze. And then was held off the ball after she'd disposed. So that'll be a free kick to the Kurakums just inside the 50. But some good forward pressure from Tonga Storm. The player on the mark was nowhere near the mark. Nutmeg, second nutmeg of the day. Tonga regather, back inside 50, a repeat entry into space. Look at the speed. And that was tremendous from Chulai, who's then pushed out of bounds. So no, this is a boundary throw-in. It's inside the 50-metre arcs. But Tonga on the attack, they withstood sustained Papua New Guinea attack and only conceded 1 point. If they can score a goal here, that will hurt doubly. Throw be retaken. We can now see that the wind is definitely blowing from the right of your screen to the left. Because that boundary throw-in was thrown straight and then just blew north. This one, players tumbling in the background. All's well. Tonga had a 2-on-1 and they've made it count. That was, however, a throw. Didn't get the fist to the ball. So Papua New Guinea's free kick seems to be to Joy Uraliu. Indecisive. And the kick, had she been Tongan, it would have been perfect. Number 26, who we don't have, has done very well in this match. Until then. That's called a commentator's curse, where the commentator praises a player and they immediately make a mistake. In that instance, the commentator takes full responsibility. It is a free kick to Uraliu. No, it's not play on. But I think that the umpires have just decided to give up and let play continue. Sometimes just got to let the spirit reign. Good push on the ball. That's lovely stepping from number 20, who I think is Iliasane Funaki. Tonga regather up forward. Good forward pressure, which is something the Brisbane Lions do. So they're wearing the right jerseys. That beats about 5 different people. Eventually got through to Warrenengi. She goes deep inside 50. Awkward bounce. Running through is Vanua. Couldn't get goal side. 3 Tongan defenders. Lomai nearly burst through. Came out the back to Mai. She missed anyway, and there was a whistle. And so the free kick, that's a good handball for the umpire. And so it is a free kick. It's come back to Laura Lomai, a 15-year-old from Port Moresby. That'll be a 50-metre penalty because the player on the mark, if advantage is paid, the goal could stand. Now what's going on? So Papua New Guinea had a shot on goal. The Tongan player on the mark who was not allowed to move, and the camera needs to stay with the play. It's not officially half-time yet, so we need to get back to the play. The flags have possibly waved. So we believe that Laura Lomai has been awarded the goal right on the half-time siren. So that's a second goal for Papua New Guinea, and they did dominate most of that quarter. So they lead 2-2-14. Mass confusion reigning at the moment. Now the siren's gone at the 12-minute mark, which is 45 seconds later than it went in the first quarter. So it is now half-time. Papua New Guinea, 2-2-14. Goals to Vagelo and Lomai against Tonga's 1-2-8, and that's terrible. Welcome back to Maroochydore. It's half-time of this under-17 girls AFL Pacific Cup match between Papua New Guinea, the Kurakums, and Tonga, the Storm. Papua New Guinea 2-14, leading Tonga 1-8. The goals for Papua New Guinea scored by Winifred Vagelo and Laura Lomai. Tonga's goal was scored by number 17, who we believe is Vika Hay. If you're screaming at your fans saying, no, Daniel, it's not, get on the live chat. Speak up. It's your tournament. Third quarter underway here at Maroochydore. Thumping hit out. That kick did not go where it was intended. Manu Latisi, we think is in the 13, was running through. Coming the other way was Malin Topi. And the Tongans with a bit of a wind advantage in this third quarter. They'll want to make it count. And they're into space early. That was a good bit of vision just outside the scoring arc. Long kick, deep kick towards the goal square. Came off knees, was well cleaned up at the back by Lomai, the goal scorer, but kicked away. Just fell short. They need some speed. Tackling pressure was immense. Over the top to Paulino Sembo. And I think the player behind the play was tackled. So Tashi Yohang has to come back and take the free kick. The umpire awards you a free kick. You can't subcontract it. You've got to take it yourself. Good aerial contest. Was nearly cleaned up by Vanua on the ground. That is a brilliant catch. That was caught pretty much off the boot. Absolutely superb work. Probably needed to bend down. Two Tongan players making space for themselves. Good defence from Teresa Morea. But Papua New Guinea's counter-attack has been swift. I didn't quite catch who took that amazing catch. But it's Waranangi. Hoists it forward, gets a boundary throw in, so not a bad result if you want to play for territory. It might have been Malin Topi. So boundary throwing. I think because I don't normally play these rules, there's just a bit of confusion among the players as to when it's a boundary throw-in and when it's a free kick. But inside the 50s, it's always a boundary throw-in if it just goes out accidentally. It was well picked up by 30. And Hendingal has the free kick. In fact, I think that was the player who took the amazing catch just before. The work on the ground from Waranangi. We know she's got a long boot. She's got a straight boot. And Waranangi opens the scoring for the third term. And the 17-year-old, she's got a future because there is absolutely nothing wrong with the distance that she can get on her kicks. That's a third goal for Papua New Guinea. They've just got a little bit more polish than the Tongans at this stage. Nanese, thank you. It's not just go Kurakums, it's go Kurakums. And they just did. Your support from across the straight was felt. And the umpire's just making sure that there are A, the right number of players on the field, and B, that they're in the right places. So a 12-point lead to Papua New Guinea. Tonga winning the ruck contests. And they may just win the clearance here as well. They have. Creating space for each other out wide. Good teamwork. That might be Kula running out wide. In fact, possibly Ivoni Funaki, who's been one of Tonga's best today. Kaneke on the outside of the contest. Nearly going in with a stray boot was number 35. If you've got the courage to pick the ball up, you will get rewards both in terms of possession and from the umpires. Ooh! Good mark and high contact. And That was good work from Flavia Tulai just to admit, yep, I made a mistake. Are you all right? So 24, I'm told it's Akessa Masi. Plays it wide into a bit of space. That'll be a boundary throw in. But Tonga are heading back quickly after conceding in this third quarter. So they appear to be getting some support from the boys' team. Over on the far side of the ground, they finished their match. You can see the scores on Play HQ. That landed in no woman's land. Hit the ground, there's some holding off the ball. Tonga with a big opportunity. Oh, the arm went up. I'm sorry, I thought I saw the umpire's arm go up in the other direction. So it's a free kick to Papua New Guinea. There are some long kickers in this side. That is an excellent intercept mark. I believe that's Saini Patolo. They've got a big chance here. That was superb defence. The tackling was strong. That was Tulai, but they'll win a free kick here because the player was tackled without the ball. So this will be number 26. Again, we don't have a name, so if you know this player, put it on the live chat so we can celebrate her properly. Now, she's on the wrong angle. I apologise, she's allowed to go back on that angle. She's in front of the behind post. Important shot for Tonga. Missed to the left. So they're on the board in this third quarter, but only in a minor way. Reducing the gap to 11 points. The Kurakums getting support from the Binatangs. Kicking down the middle. Oh! Superb work. I think that was Tolpi. Through the middle. Good counter-attack from the Tongans. And the run-down tackle. 27's been involved. I'd love to put some names to these players. In fact, it's been called high. So for the second time, a free kick has gone against the Tongans just for a little bit of technical errors. Marlon Kinnock, handball, played the 1-2. They're back inside 50, the Papuans. And that is a very assured mark from Warrenengi. Plays on quickly. That's her second goal of the quarter. So she's now the equal leading goal kicker for this tournament with baby girl Menke from Nauru. They're the only two players to kick double goals. And Papua New Guinea have their fourth. The counter-attack was swift. They won the free kick in midfield, and then it was one kick to Warrenengi, and the second kick went straight through the sticks. So Papua New Guinea making the most of their opportunities in this third term. Tonga not able to make the most of their one opportunity, but they know that they can win hit-outs and clearances. They know they can get the ball inside 50. And they know they've got the breeze for another 6 minutes or so. 4 minutes. Good work at the back. That was Hendingal. Hendingal's been excellent at the back. Plays on quickly. Was allowed to take that mark from the side. Nearly intercepted, but they get away with it. Tackling is strong. That was important for Tonga to slow down Kinnock, because if she was able to get a kick away, they had even numbers inside 50. So Papua New Guinea, they're ahead. They don't need to throw players forward. Good work in the ruck from Hay. Knocked out at the bottom by Funaki. Then cleared by Hay. Cleaned up well by an advancing Lomai. Scored in the second quarter. High contact. The Papuans just bending down further and getting their head over the ball, and you'll always get the advantage from the umpires in that situation. You can hear the wind, quite blustery. It's blowing towards us. Mark taken by Kinnock. Oh, we just got a bit of love, as we say, on the way back. Now she's Been a bit slow here, so she's given the Tongan defence time to get back, but she's also given herself time to settle. It's a torpedo kick. It may just find a teammate. Defensive work. Oh, this will be a free kick to Papua New Guinea, and that's unlucky. Tongan defender had done all the hard work, and then just got an unlucky bounce off the shins. So Margaret Kaneke goes deep, and you can see the ball swinging away from her. Boundary throw in, because it was inside the 50s. Oh, in fact, that came out on the full. Tonga with a chance to clear. It goes to a contest. They need to make it count. It may just work for them. Accidental trip from behind, but it's worked out all right. Good work on the ground from Letisi. Well done at the back from Hendingale. Mark dropped by Kaneke. That'll be pounced upon. Tonga defending well. Nearly took that mark blind, was facing the wrong way. Just got the hands in position late. Liliane Fine, we believe, in the number 1. Pops out the back. Fine had someone land on her back. She'll be given a free kick. A few of these Tongan players have been playing for Glenorchy in the Hobart competition, Southern Football League. Fine is one. Holika, Toto, Taupeamuhu. Kicks in field, little bit dangerous. Hendingale attacked it again. Towards the 50, and well read. Retreating was Morea. They don't have a lot of time. They will need to get moving. The 1-2 didn't quite work, but the idea was fantastic. Kaneke on the ground, and she'll, in some competitions, they give away the free kick. And yes, Brian, Tonga are wearing Lions Academy jumpers, to be specific. There's a branch of that up here at Maroochydore. Get back to that in a moment as play continues. Tonga are able to clear. They should be able to see out this third term. Be cleaned up by Topi. Hendingale providing support. Yes, the Tongans, their white and red jersey. We know they missed their flight. That's clever play from Joanne Offa. But yes, the Tongans, just the one behind in that quarter, 1-3-9. Papua New Guinea, 2 goals to Oleana Waraningi. Take their score out to 4-2-26. They lead by 17 points at three-quarter time. And Tonga in change jerseys, they've got work to do in the final term when they'll be running into the wind. We're back in Maroochydore. Papua New Guinea with an excellent third quarter with 2 goals to Oriana Waraningi. And her left foot could become famous by the end of this series. Now we do have some explanation. So the Tongans arrived at 2 o'clock this morning. Their luggage hasn't arrived yet, so that's where the jerseys are. They should be back for Sunday, but they've borrowed boots from the Fijian side. So thank you so much to the Fijians for providing that. But it's Tonga with the clearance at the moment. It's Tongan speed and muscle with Fijian leather, or possibly vinyl. They've turned it over. Lovely run out of defence from Topi. Nearly cleaned up at the back. Just a stray boot. And the 1% are knocking it forward. Good website as well. Working hard early is Malin Topi. And she's won the free kick for her side. So the Tongans on top in the clearances, but they're just struggling to move the ball and connect with their forwards after that. And I agree, Brian, very kind to the Fijians, who I think might not be playing against the Tongans today, so there might be a boot swap later this afternoon. But it's PNG, the Kurakums, who move it to just outside the 50. Kaneke, clearly a classy player, experienced player. That's a wonderful broken tackle as Tonga try to drive it up. The effort from the back, the contact's been called, and it's gone against Lomai, who was deemed to have been a bit ambitious. Back to the mark she comes. Thank you, Brian. Tonga has the ball just behind halfway. Nearly cleaned up. A couple of players got in each other's way. It's Heka Kewa, who was superb at fullback early. Attempted ball movement by the Tongans, didn't quite hit the mark. It may yet do it. Superb tackling, and they've been paid a free kick. I believe it was for high contact. I missed the signal from the umpire. So number 24, possibly Akessa Masi rather. We'll have the free kick. There's no player on the mark. So Masi could actually run forward a long way here. Goes for the short kick instead. It's been deemed to have gone 15. Shot on goal up forthcoming. And into the wind. So number 17 again. We believe it's Vika Hay. So yes, they should be back in their Tongan jerseys for Sunday when their luggage arrives. But today it's a bit of a lottery with the jersey numbers. Vika Hay runs forward. It's a big kick. The 2 number 17s today. She snuck that inside the right upright. Just waiting for a signal. It has been called a goal. Tonga's second goal. To Hay again. And this game just got a little bit more interesting. Now I'm genuinely confused. We've had 2 flags. We've had 1 flag. We've had arms up. We've had a 2 flag signal. Yeah, it is a goal. So we're back in the middle of the field. It is Papua New Guinea 4-2-26 playing Tonga 2-3-15. See, our camera operator knows what's going on. He cannot be fooled. He cannot be fooled. So it looks like we're back to 12-minute quarters, so about 8.5 minutes left. But that goal was kicked. As I say, it's more of a cross breeze coming back towards the camera. So just about landed halfway back to Brisbane. It's pretty close to the Maroochydore River, actually. It's where Maroochydore gets its name. Beautiful running. And Hendingale took a wonderful slips catch. Well, Hendingale's behind the play now. Might have been Kafatoro. I've been mixing Kafatoro and Hendingale up a few times today. It's Kafatoro on the ball now. Hendingale just behind. Knocked forward. Had about 5 turnovers in 2 seconds. Nearly a wonderful intercept mark. Then just a bit of contact on the ground. Papua New Guinea with a big opportunity. They can hit back quickly here. Enough numbers around the ball for the Tongans. Looked like an accidental trip, and that's come off hands. That all. Okay, boundary umpire's calling lasso, so it must have come off a foot. Yes, the two number 17s today, Warrenengi for Papua New Guinea and Hay for Tonga. They have been booting it. That is a well-placed kick. It didn't look that great off the boot. Don't push the player on the mark. A little bit of frustration for the Tongans, because Papua New Guinea could be about to score their 5th goal. Looks to be across the face. Just a minor score. And that breeze will be blowing right to left. And it is over at 20 kilometres an hour. Behind, yes, got to go back through the goal square. Yes, you can't start your run up from half a mile away. Got to be halfway to Cairns. Doesn't play on. That's into the breeze, and that's decent sized boots. Kaneke at the front of the contest. Read that well off the hand. She does seem to have a bit of extra time, Kaneke. At the back was Hendingao. Hendingao, that's a superb goal. Matling Hendingao kicked that from, I reckon, about 40 metres. It was well set up. This was the kick in. Now look at the work of Kaneke at the front of the contest. She gets first hands to it, knocked it out front, and the Tongans were standing around watching. That's from about 48 metres out. Macklin Hendingao straight onto it. Absolutely superb work. Another one from Lay. Had 1 goal from West New Britain, 1 from Port Moresby, and 3 from Lay today. Hendingao given space by Kafatoro. Good pressure for the Tongans, superb tackle. Able to dispose well enough. Papua New Guineans around the ball. Able to come through the middle. They've been able to clear inside 50. Returned in the other direction with interest. And then picked off by Kafatoro. Assessing her options. Oh, well placed. Got it over the defender and straight into the arms of Joy Uraliu. And this, Brian, it was a goal and a half. They don't give her 9 points for a goal and a half, but you can campaign for that. Uraliu kicks to where the numbers are. Just fell into a gap. Excellent work at the back. They've got some size in defence, the Tongans. Both sides do. And they used it well that time. Bit of a rugby league fender there from Kinnock. A couple of players standing outside the contest, but no one can really clear. That's a lovely jinking step. The Tongans are able to clear, and then Hendingao, who is the woman of the moment, will send it back in from 60. We know she's got a long kick, and that was an important fist in defence, because otherwise that was about to land in the arms of the full forward. Still haven't cleared the danger. And Papua New Guinea cops some high contact. And the free kick, I think, is coming back to Warrenengi, who will need to change her angle. She's on completely the wrong angle. No, don't kick it yet. It's been allowed to stand, okay? So Warrenengi has a hat-trick. She is now the first person to score 3 goals in this series. It's 2 goals in this quarter for Papua New Guinea. 6-3-39, so their accuracy is fantastic. And Papua New Guinea have just shown a bit of extra class in the crucial moments. If you're on the chat, Big Brain 61 has made an interesting point about what happened with the Transatlantic Cup that happened a couple of months ago, where they drew a mark. I'm wondering whether that's with the sort of spray can that you often see the soccer referees use. Play continues, and I'll find out more about drawing lines on grass in a moment. And Tonga's just not connecting at the moment, but they have the one area where they've beaten Papua New Guinea today is for overall ground speed. Well picked up by Tatafu and a step inside. That kick wouldn't have gone 15 anyway. Now that came off a boot. Indication? No, it's going to be a boundary throw-in. You're talking about kick-ins, Brian, as in from the after a behind. I apologise, I misunderstood. So they put a mark on the ground. Yeah, interesting, because with the under 17s, they could certainly do with one. Tonga regained possession outside 50. Hoofed towards the hot spot. And not the best attempt, as steaming through was Pifaletti from the outside. They've still got possession towards Fine. Maybe deserved a handball. And it's been called a throw, so the free kick will go to Papua New Guinea. And with about a minute and a half to go, they appear to be in control. They're not in control of this passage of play. As Kaneke rolling on the ground, she looks in trouble. Kaneke, an important player for this Papua New Guinea inside. Something's gone in either the leg or the hip. She's in a lot of pain. Being treated for cramp at the moment. And I hope that the problem is cramp, because if it isn't, and they've done that to her, then it's not going to be fun. So there's every chance this will be the full-time score, which is a little disappointing for the Tongans because they were on the attack. But they have scored 2 goals in this game, both to number 17. We think Vika Hay. And it looks like time will elapse. More information about the Transatlantic Cup on the live chat. So Kaneke will be helped off the field. The next game doesn't start till 3 o'clock Brisbane time, which is 2.25 hours away, 2 hours 17 minutes. Currently 12:43 here in southeast Queensland, which is 10 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. Adjust accordingly. Yes, so Margaret Kaneke being walked off. So technically it's full time, and they have called it. So a sad way to finish the match. The Papua New Guinean, the Kurakums are jubilant. Hopefully we can go back to them celebrating. But 6 goals, 3, 39. 3 goals to Oroningi, 1 each to Vagelo, Lomai and Hendingau. 2 goals for Hay for Tonga. And it's a winning start for the Papua New Guinea Kurakums. We'll see you again for the next match at 3 o'clock, which is the Tonga Storm up against the Fiji Junior Vonu. We'll see you then on that channel.